I'm what you would call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games. Pokemon Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black, etc. It's amazing the frequency which you can find some of them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and much more. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which is often the case. The mistranslations and poor quality make them unintentionally humorous. I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there's one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Here's a picture of the cartridge in case anyone recognizes it. Unfortunately, I moved 2 years ago and lost the game, so I can't provide you with screen caps. I'm sorry. The game started with the familiar Nidoran and Gengar of Red and Blue. However, the press start screen had been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting New Game, the game started with Professor Oak's speech, and it quickly became evident that this game was Pokemon Red. After selecting your starter, if you look at your Pokemon, you had an addition to whichever one you chose. Ghost. The Pokemon was at level 1, and it had the spray of the ghosts that are encountered in Lavender Town before obtaining the Slice Scope. It had one attack, Curse. I know that there is a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Gen 1, and so it appears that it was hacked in. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would only say that they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon would be heard, but it was distorted, played at a lower pitch than normal. The battle screen would then reappear, and the defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs are representing the Pokemon, they'd have one fewer left. The implication was that the Pokemon died. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive 200 for winning, the battle commands would appear again. If you select Run, the battle would end as it normally does. You could also select Curse. If you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer's sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer would have been is replaced with a tombstone, much like the ones found in Lavender Town. The move Curse was not usable in all instances, however. It would fail against Ghost Pokemon. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have had to face again, such as your rival or Giovanni. It was usable in your final battle against them, however. I figured this was the gimmick of the game, allowing you to use previously uncapturable ghosts, and because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the entire adventure. The game changed quite a bit after deleting the Elite Four. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of Ghost and a couple of very under-leveled Pokemon, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." And then it cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing, looking at tombstones. You then realize this man is your character. The man moved only half of your normal walking speed. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to remove from your party through depositing in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still tombstones of the trainers you used Curse on, however. You could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld, though your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use. And regardless, wherever you went, the music of Lavender Town continued. After wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town. Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you start the game, the screen would cut to black. Then, a sprite of Caterpie appeared. It was replaced by a Weedle, and then a Pidgey. I soon realized that the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise, and that these were all of the Pokemons I had used Curse on. After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a bug catcher. These were the trainers I had cursed. Throughout the sequence, the Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on screen, it was little more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the battle screen suddenly appeared. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man, the same one as the one who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City. The ghost appeared on the other side. Along the words, "Ghost wants to fight." You couldn't use items, you had no Pokemon, and if you tried to run, you couldn't escape. The only option was fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to use struggle, which didn't affect Ghost, but did chip off some of your own HP. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply say ... Eventually, when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse. The screen would cut to black one final time. Regardless of what button you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen. At this point, the only thing you would do is turn the Game Boy off, and when you played again, New Game was the only option. The game had erased its file. I played through this hack many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party in these cases. It did not show any Pokemon or trainers, and simply just cut to the climactic battle with Ghost. I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. It wasn't widely distributed, so it was presumably not for the monetary purpose. However, it was really well done for a bootleg. It seems he was just trying to convey a message, though it seems I am the only receiver of the message. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death, the pointlessness in it. Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a kid's game. Regardless, this kid's game has made me think, and it has made me cry.